Let's talk more about filtering though. Let's go to the advanced filtering. We can do much more complex filtering. Here we'll look at just two of them. Bedrooms, that better be exactly like the title here, and also pools, exactly as this. Underneath that I've put greater than or equal to 3 bedrooms, and that it has a pool. We next come down here and say Data, Advanced. Yeah, that's my whole list. The criteria, let's check on that. That should be A1 through B2. Okay. Now it's filtered out everything that has less than 3 bedrooms and anything that doesn't have a pool. We could change this to say we don't want a pool, but then we have to go back and hit the advanced. That all remains the same. The criteria can be the same, so I'll say OK. And now we have all of those that do not have pools but still have 3 or more bedrooms. Sometimes it may be easier to just copy the whole title and paste it up above. Then I can do any combination I want. Maybe Shasta and pools and say greater than 3 bedrooms. Now if I do advanced, changing my criteria, it looks like there's only one house that Shasta has listed that has more than 3 bedrooms and a pool. Let's try something a little bit different, and let's remove the pool. Now it looks like he has one house available in this price range as well. Moving on to computed criteria. This is a list. Let's turn it into a table quickly by Insert, Table, and my table has headers. Now let's find if the list price is greater than the average. I could use this and do filtering, and you notice I have the greater than, less than, or above average and such down here. This is the easy way to do it, but we're going to do it in another way just so that you learn that anything that you put together as a true and false statement, you can do the calculations to make this work. So coming up here, I'm going to apply this to the first record in the data table. And so I've typed in the first list price in our database. D9 is greater than the average of anything in column D. That would include all our list prices, and that is the only thing in column D. To run this, let's click on the table somewhere and go to Advanced, and we need to change the criteria range to be A1 and 2. And you can see now all my prices are very high. They're greater than the average. Next, I will clear my data. And now let's calculate when the price per square foot is less than $100. I could do this by creating another column like we did earlier, but let's do it as part of the calculation. Price per square foot. So we've divided the list price by the square feet and said we want it when it's less than $100. Let's run this query. Click in my data, Data, Advanced Data. Change the criteria here to our calculations in the square above and say OK. Now you'll see the list prices here, and you'll notice that they are less than 100 times the square footage, so we know that we've got the correct calculation. Let's move on now to our next sheet. Here on the next sheet, we first see comparison operators. Notice a lot of these we've been using. If you want something that's not equal, you use a less than or a greater than. Also below that are examples of text criteria. Notice the use of wildcards. This says that you start with an SM and then it can be any number of characters. The next cell down says you start with an S. It can be nothing or a whole long set of characters, but has to end with an S. Also, you can see the single question marks. This one says it has to contain exactly 4 characters.